My name is Vera, and I have been married to my husband Luke for 5 years now. Ever since we were dating, we always dreamed of having a family of five. For us, it is the ideal and perfect family where we could thrive and be filled with love. So, after 5 years of dating and working tirelessly to sustain our future, Luke and I married. And now we are already in our fifth year of marriage, but still, we are not yet blessed with a baby. Luke never failed to show me his frustrations about my inability to bear a child.
I have waited for 5 years, Vera. We tried everything. We even consulted the doctors, but still no sign of you getting pregnant. I'm starting to lose hope. Or you just don't want to have kids with me.
I was taken aback by his sudden accusation. That is not true, my love. I'm trying my best as well. I am taking lots of medication, therapy, diet plans, and workout sessions just to establish my body, but it seems like fate hasn't blessed us yet. Let us just wait a little more. I approached him and grabbed his hand, but he shrugged me, causing me to almost stumble on the ground.
Just shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of waiting.
My heart breaks as he looked at me impatiently and could feel his frustrations. I am so sorry. After I said those words, I burst into tears.
Oh, Vera, quit the drama. Just do your job and give me a kid, or else I will find someone willing to give it to me.
He left me there and slammed the door as he went out of the house. My heart hurts like hell. I just want to scream in pain and cry my entire heart out. I don't deserve this at all. After that incident, my husband grew a little distant from me. He would spend more time at his office than at home. He works at my uncle's law firm and his co-worker is my cousin. That is why whenever I would like to know more about Luke's whereabouts, I would contact my cousin and ask her for details. My cousin Kylie and I are the same age. We were close growing up, but unlike me, she isn't married yet because she is living her life as a successful bachelorette. I envy her because she gets to do what she loves while I'm here stuck with the torments and frustrations of my husband. Kylie sometimes gives me relationship advice, especially about the issues that both Luke and I faced. She would always tell me to understand my husband and to keep on trying because she believed that one day we will be blessed with a baby. And she was right. Luke and I tried again, and after a month I took a test and the results said I am positive. I'm pregnant. I shouted out of pure happiness and glee. I contacted my father, who was a surgeon, about the news, and he told me how happy he was. He even booked and arranged all the necessary things for my medication and pregnancy care at the hospital. This is the moment that we have all been waiting for, and with that news, my life had seemed like a fairy tale at the moment that I found out I was pregnant. I know that this will change the course of our relationship, and I know that all of our past fights and arguments are now completely irrelevant. Luke and I had been childhood sweethearts, and our love had only deepened as we grew older. We dreamt of starting a family together, and after 5 years of trying, we finally received the joyous news of my pregnancy. This is what we have been praying for, and I thank the universe for this wonderful blessing. As I announced to my husband the news of my pregnancy, initially he was over the moon with excitement. He showered me with affection and attention, making me believe that our love was stronger than ever. He took care of me the same way he used to. Oh, how I missed his genuine affection and tender love towards me. The frustrations of being childless washed all the love away, and now, because of our baby, everything is blooming again. Our love is alive. But as the weeks passed, something changed. His interest in my pregnancy waned, and he started to become distant and preoccupied. I tried to talk to him to understand what was bothering him, but he brushed me off, claiming he was just stressed with work. I wanted to believe him, but deep down, I knew something was not right. Our once loving relationship turned cold again, and he began to treat me with indifference. I want him to be present in this special moment of our life, but he's always absent. He would often go out with his friends and come home late. And what's more heartbreaking is that he sometimes won't come home for 3 days and I am left alone with a maid. I kept on asking him what's wrong, but he would just ignore me. I also demanded his time and presence, but he won't even listen to any words that I say. And with that, as my pregnancy progressed, so did my husband's neglect. With his constant absence, he also stopped attending doctor's appointments with me, and when I needed his support the most, he was nowhere to be found. I felt isolated and abandoned. In short, left to navigate the challenges of pregnancy on my own. And I admit that is hard. I thought he is with me throughout this journey. It pains me to think that my child would grow up being neglected by his absent and inconsistent father. And I just thought that this pregnancy could not go any worse. Then came the rumors. Whispers of Luke's infidelity reached my ears. It felt like I got stung by 1,000 bees. The pain lingered in my heart. I wanted to scream at my husband, confront him, and fight this issue with him. But how could I do that when he doesn't even come home? So I had no choice but to face this challenge alone. And I was right. It didn't take long for me to discover the truth. It was a fine morning when I was shopping at the mall for the baby's essentials. I was accompanied by one of our maids, until I caught him with Kylie, my cousin. They were at the mall, the same as me. They were picking baby essentials, and to my surprise, Kylie is pregnant as well. Could this mean that Luke is the father of that baby? I took out my phone and took a photo of them. At first, I refused to believe it, but the evidence was undeniable. It is right in front of me. My heart shattered as I realized that the person I loved and trusted the most had betrayed me with someone so close to home. Feeling humiliated and broken, I confronted Luke about his affair with Kylie. I did it at the mall where everyone could judge us, and instead of remorse, he lashed out, accusing me of being overly sensitive and paranoid. His gaslighting tactics only added to my pain, making me doubt my feelings and sanity. The confrontation day arrived, and I mastered all the courage I could find within me to face Luke and Kylie. My heart raced as I stood before them, determined to let them know I was no longer their victim. Luke looked surprised to see me there, his eyes darting nervously between me and Kylie. Kylie, on the other hand, wore a smug expression, as if she had already won the battle. The audacity of her to give me that kind of expression?
We need to talk, both of you. Vera, what are you doing here? Can't you see we're busy?
My eyes widened. He does have a thick face. Busy? Busy betraying me and destroying our marriage? For God's sake, Luke, I'm pregnant.
Oh, please, Vera. Luke never loved you. He's always wanted me. You were just a means to an end.
Kylie stepped in and I saw a closer look at her tummy. She is pregnant. And you, Kylie? How could you do this to me? We're family.
Family or not, Luke and I have something real. He loves me, not you.
I held back my tears, trying to compose myself. Real? Is betrayal and deceit what you call real? You both have hurt me beyond measure.
It's not entirely our fault. You pushed me away with your inability to give me a child, neediness, and insecurities.
Don't you dare put this on me. You were the one who abandoned me when I needed you the most. You chose to have an affair instead of supporting your wife during her pregnancy. Kylie just laughed at me. She didn't stop until all the people's attention was drawn to us.
Oh, poor Vera playing the victim. Face it, Luke never cared about you or the baby.
I took a deep breath to control my emotions. I have evidence of your affair, Luke. There is no denying it. And Kylie, you should be ashamed of yourself for betraying me like this.
I don't care about your so-called evidence. Kylie and I love each other, and that's all that matters.
You may think you have won, but I won't let your actions destroy me. I deserve better, and I will not be defined by this betrayal.
Whatever. You can't change what's already happened.
No, but I can change how I move forward, and as for both of you, you will face the consequences of your actions. As I turned to leave, leaving them stunned and speechless, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. I had finally confronted the people who had hurt me the most, and while the pain still lingered, I knew that I had taken the first step toward reclaiming my life. Little did Luke and Kylie know that the revenge I had in mind was not about humiliating them, but about finding my happiness and strength. With my family's support and my newfound determination, I was ready to face whatever lay ahead and build a life that was filled with love, resilience, and self-worth. But that exact moment continued to linger in my mind. I thought I was strong and capable, but the nightmare still haunts me. I could still remember how my cousin Kylie, who was also pregnant, reveled in my misery. She taunted me, calling me inadequate and claiming that Luke had always desired her more. The bullying pushed me to the brink, but I refused to let them break me. In the days leading up to my labor, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I gathered concrete evidence of Luke's affair with Kylie, including text messages, pictures, and even eyewitness accounts. It was time to bring their betrayal to light and seek the justice I deserved. With the evidence in hand, I wanted to go to my father, who happened to be not just a doctor as I had previously mentioned, but also the owner of the local hospital. Also, he has always been my pillar of support throughout my ordeal, providing the strength and encouragement I needed. I know that he can assure me that he would handle the situation and justice would be served. As the day of my labor approached, I decided to go to my father first and tell him the truth. I felt a mix of anxiety and determination, but as soon as I got out, I saw someone else's car parked in front of my house. And to my surprise, it was Kylie with her smirk. "What are you doing here?" She just gave me a smirk and walked towards me.
I am just here to say that you're pathetic. Luke is mine, and I want you out of our lives. He is going to be the father of my child.
"Please, Kylie, he is my husband." She pushed me to the floor and dragged my hair.
I don't fucking care, stupid girl. Remember this, I will win.
She shoved my face to the ground and it hit my head. The last time I remember is when our maid approached me shouting for help, and then I lost consciousness. I woke up in a hospital bed and realized that I had just given birth through a C-section. I looked around and realized that my husband was absent. When Luke failed to show up at the hospital during my labor, and I felt a surge of anger and hurt, but my father's reassurance that justice was being served gave me the strength to push through. Once I met my baby, I held them close, finding solace in the new life I had brought into the world. I felt a newfound strength within me, knowing that I was no longer the vulnerable woman they had taken advantage of. The next day, as the news of Luke's affair and betrayal spread like wildfire, his world came crashing down. My father, armed with the evidence I provided, took swift action. He not only fired Luke from his job, but also ensured that he would never work for any family-owned company again. My uncle, who owned the law firm where Luke worked, was equally outraged by Kylie's actions and her involvement in the affair. He disowned her, leaving her to face the consequences of her choices alone. As I witnessed the fallout of their betrayal, I knew that my revenge had been served. I had not only protected myself, but also ensured that they would suffer the humiliation they deserved. With the support of my family, I found the strength to heal and move forward, vowing never to let anyone break me again. My journey had been one of heartache and betrayal, but in the end, I emerged stronger and more resilient than ever before. In the aftermath of the confrontation and revenge, my life took a new direction. With the toxic influences of Luke and Kylie removed from my life, I was able to focus on healing and embracing the role of being a new mother. My baby became my beacon of hope, reminding me that I was capable of love and nurturing even after enduring such heartbreak. Throughout the challenging days of early motherhood, my family rallied around me, providing unwavering support and love. My father in particular stood by my side as my pillar of strength, helping me navigate the emotional aftermath of the betrayal. His belief in me and his assurance that I was not at fault for Luke's actions helped me rebuild my shattered self-esteem. As weeks turned into months, I gradually found my footing again. The love I had for my child and the love my family showered on both of us began to fill the void left by Luke's absence. I learned to appreciate the unconditional love that family could provide, and it gave me the courage to face the world anew. Meanwhile, the repercussions of Luke's actions continued to haunt him. The consequences of his affair and betrayal had left a lasting impact on his professional and personal life. He became an outcast, scorned by those who once respected him. The humiliation he endured was a direct result of the pain he had caused me, and it seemed that karma had finally caught up with him. As for Kylie, her once privileged and entitled life had crumbled around her. Without her family's support, she had to face the harsh realities of the world alone. The same arrogance that had once fueled her actions now turned against her, leaving her feeling isolated and desolate. In the months that followed, I focused on rebuilding my life, finding joy in the little moments I shared with my child. As time passed, the bitterness and anger that consumed me began to fade, replaced by a sense of liberation and empowerment. I realized that I had escaped a toxic relationship and emerged stronger on the other side. My father's hospital became a sanctuary for me during those days, a place where I found solace and purpose. Wanting to give back, I got involved in various community initiatives supporting other expecting mothers and providing them with a emotional support I had longed for during my pregnancy. Forgiveness was a difficult process, but I eventually understood that holding on to resentment would only weigh me down. It was a conscious decision to let go of the pain, not for the sake of Luke and Kylie, but for my well-being. The revenge I had sought had served its purpose, and now it was time to focus on my happiness and growth. As the years passed, my child grew and I flourished as a mother and as an individual. The scars of betrayal had not completely faded, but they had become a testament to my resilience and strength. I refused to be defined by the past. Instead, I used it as a stepping stone towards a brighter future. In the end, the revenge I had sought had not been about humiliating the antagonist, but rather about finding closure and moving on. Life had handed me a painful chapter, but I had transformed it into a story of triumph over adversity. As I look back on those dark days, I realized that my journey had been a lesson in self-discovery and growth. I had learned to value myself, my family, and the power of love that could mend even the deepest wounds. With my child by my side and my family's unwavering support, I knew that I was not defined by the pain of the past, but rather by the strength and resilience that came from surviving it. And with a heart filled with love and gratitude, I embrace the future, ready to face whatever challenges it may bring.